going to be planting some sweet peas. Now I have some sweet peas growing already from germination, and so what we're going to do now is just try to put these in this pot right here. I've filled this pot already with good planting soil. I use Miracle-Gro potting soil, potting mix, so it fertilizes up to 6 months. We're going to take these sweet peas. As you can see, they're growing pretty well right now, but they do need to be in a bigger pot. I took a picture earlier and you can see the top is starting to grow to try to climb. So what we're going to do is we're just going to tip over the pot and make sure that your hands are there to brace when the soil moves. You're just going to tap it on the bottom. Stuff starts to move, we'll just put that in the pot. And you got yourself a nice little plant there. So I put perlite at the bottom of these pots because there was no drainage hole. So it just kind of makes it easier to come out when you do need it for planting. So you can just kind of brush that perlite off a little bit. Comes off really easily, but you want to definitely be careful of these roots, not to injure them in any way. You can give the plant a little bit of a squeeze just to kind of break up the dirt from the roots. And then what you're going to do from there, see if they kind of come apart on their own. Okay, so these ones came apart on their own without having any root breakage, so we're just going to pot them pretty far down because these peas do like to climb, so you need a good root system. And there you have it. Your first peas are planted. We're going to go ahead and continue with the next couple plants that I have, and I'll show you the end result. Okay, so here we have our end result. You can see that my last one over here kind of did better at breaking up. So I have one plant here, one plant here, one plant here, and one plant here. It does say to kind of group them together a little bit, but I want to give that I want to give them a little bit of space for their roots and everything. It is in a 12-inch pot. I believe it's 5 gallons. So they have plenty of root room. They have plenty of room to grow up. I may put a trellis on this one. We'll have to see. I have more sweet peas growing in my raised bed. So we'll see kind of what they like and see how they do in general. Here's some more sweet peas that I planted a few weeks ago up here in my raised bed. These plants are doing great. You can see their leaves are getting a lot of sun, growing big and strong. These were actually germinated at the same time as these ones. It's just these ones grew stronger, so I planted them earlier, so they're doing really well out here. I'm glad to see it. Other than that, we have my strawberry plant that's starting to grow. My pumpkin. A couple of them are broken and probably not going to make it. This one is broken, that one's broken, but this one is doing great. Big and strong, growing more so straight up, as you can see. This pumpkin over here is doing great. My peas are starting to look a little better. This is kind of a mess. I should probably do something about this. But they're starting to grow a little bit more straight up. Just be very gentle when you're doing this, so as to not rip any leaves. But you just kind of want to spread them out a little bit. That one is in need of maybe deeper roots. So this soil is very, very wet. We have had a lot of rain recently, but I'm actually going to top that off with some more soil because there's exposed roots here and that's not something you want. Looks like something may have been digging in here. There's another angle of my peas. They're going to need some water. You can see they're pretty dry comparatively. See how rich and dark that is, whereas that's pretty dry. Okay, so you see I did a little bit more work with the beans here. I have my bush beans growing here. They were a little unruly earlier, but I kind of untangled them and straightened them out a little bit. That way they can grow a little bit more spread apart and a little bit stronger. So I just added a little bit of dirt to the top of that and just kind of untangled them. I did to this one as well. It looks like someone's been eating here. Squirrels. I also went ahead and watered these peas. I think I got confused earlier and said that these were peas. These are not peas, these are beans. Those are peas. Sorry about that. But so I went ahead and watered my peas, which is a good thing to remember. You always want to water after you plant, so just to make sure that your plant can start rooting as fast as possible and make sure that it doesn't dry out. Plants are a little bit more fragile when they've just been transplanted. Just a quick update on my chives. You can see that they are in bloom now. So I have quite a few flowers on my chive plant. One thing to know, if you're looking to grow more chives, you can actually snip these off, and that way the plant will put more energy towards growing the actual chive part as opposed to putting energy into blooming this flower.
I'd like to thank you for taking a tour of my garden today, and I hope you learned a little something. Join me next time when we talk about spaghetti squash or basil or anything in between. Thanks!